Everything is moving and shifting according to your will, Sagittarius. And this is the reminder that's coming through with the Magician for day 27 of tapping into miracles and magic. Okay. The Magician also wants you to hear that this is a moment on the timeline where you are needing to take inventory. Okay. You're needing to look at, are you forcing things into play according to the will of your ego, or are you allowing the will of your soul to unfold through the act of surrender? Okay. The magician also wants you to hear that the tools you have can be used for either or. Okay, but the space that you end up in might be different, right? If you're acting in alignment or in accordance with the will of your soul, and if you are experiencing the shift because you are surrendering, then that will lead you to a different space than if you are forcing things into play according to the will of your ego, right? And that is what the magician wants you to look at today. And the first card that we have coming through to clarify the magician's message is the Seven of Wands, okay? And through the Seven of Wands, the magician wants you to hear, Sagittarius, that the challenges that you're currently facing right now were divinely ordered. They were orchestrated by your soul. They were orchestrated by your soul as a way to help you expand and to evolve. You are shedding your skin right now. You are in the chrysalis, about to break through. And that's what the challenges are for. They are not to bury you into the ground. They are not to knock you down. Okay. And you have to let go of that mindset and that attitude. It's really all about you expanding and evolving and becoming a new creature, right? And that's why the challenges are present. Okay. So again, you've been in your head questioning and allowing your thoughts to beat you up. But once you step outside of your mind and you come back into just being present with your inner being, you'll realize that you're struggling to believe that the challenges are happening for your good because you're distracted by the noise in your mind, right? So there's a question coming through with the Seven of Wands. And the question is, when you faced those challenges in the past, when you look back at the past and you see the challenges that were present and you see yourself moving through them, where did you end up? Where did you end up? You ended up on the other side, right? You ended up on the other side. And this is why you can stay so present with your faith, because you can look, you have a tendency to look back and identify and reflect on those moments in the past where you allowed that aspect of yourself to carry you through. So this is why that question is coming up. Where did you end up? It's important for you to look back at that. Okay. So the magician is saying, Sagittarius, through the seven of wands, that you've never faced a challenge you couldn't or didn't overcome, right? You've never faced a challenge you couldn't overcome. And the battle was always uphill from where you were standing. Again, at times you may not have been able to see that, or the thoughts may have been distracting you, but the reality is that the battle was always uphill, right? Victory was always the end result, was always going to be the end result. That is the conclusion that you were always meant to come to. The second card that we have coming through to clarify the magician's message today is the King of Cups, okay? And through the King of Cups, the magician wants you to hear that your ancestors are getting ready to uproot you. You may already be going through it. I would say you've probably been going through it for the last 3 to 6 months of being uprooted. And it hasn't really been on a physical level. It's really been mentally, emotionally, spiritually, energetically. There's been this uprooting that was taking place. And again, all for your own good, so that you can expand, so that you can evolve, so that you can shift and grow. Because we all know that before it happens on an external level, it happens within. It happens within the mind first. It happens within the nervous system first. It happens within our emotional and energetic body first, right? This is what we know to be true, is that the shift, the change occurs within us first, and then the external world begins to match that because we've let go of old frequencies, frequencies that were rooted in fear, and we're shifting into something new, right? And so our outer world will begin to reflect that. So this is why the uprooting is happening. You are about to experience it on a physical level, and you may even begin to experience some kind of loss. But the magician wants you to hear through the King of Cups that it's loss that will add value to your life, okay? It's loss that will lead you to the resources that you need to support and nurture your sovereignty. And the key for you, Sagittarius, is to remember that your steady conviction is your superpower. Okay. Your ability to stay rooted in your faith is your superpower, right? Your ability to ride the waves without losing yourself, your mind, your essence, your authenticity is your superpower. Okay. And as the King of Cups is here, the King of Cups is someone who encourages and inspires and uh, causes others to want to ground into that energy as well. And so that's another part of the message with the King of Cups. And the last card that we have coming through to clarify the Magician's message today is the Knight of Swords. Okay, and through the Knight of Swords, the Magician wants you to hear, Sagittarius, that you've always been able to maneuver and shift things around, right? You've always been able to maneuver the energy. You've always been able to do that. Whatever energy was present within you, whatever energy was present around you, you've always been able to take it and maneuver it and shift it in a way that it would serve you. And so that's what you're being reminded of right now. That's what you're needing to remember. And that's something else that you're needing to take inventory of is being able to look back on moments where you have clear evidence that, oh yeah, like I have the ability to use these tools that I have to maneuver and shift things around for my own good, right? You have the ability to tap into that you've always had the ability to tap into the magic. And now you're coming into a space where the uprooting is happening so that you can remember that. Okay. Again, because remember the uprooting is happening for your own good, for your so that you can expand, so that you can evolve. And really, it's happening so that you can remember that you have always had the ability to maneuver and shift things around for your own good. You've always been swift, you've always been logical, you've always been practical, okay? And you've always had bold ideas, and those bold ideas are starting to come up again. They're starting to come up again. And the magician wants you to hear that your bold ideas will turn into big gains as long as you stay humble. Okay. There's no room on the board for self-righteousness, Sagittarius. That's what the magician wants you to hear. Okay, and the bonus card that we have coming through today to round out the message for day 27 is the Queen of Swords, and she's come up a few times during this series. And through the Queen of Swords, the magician wants you to hear, Sagittarius, that the problems wouldn't show up if you didn't have the ability to solve them. Okay, this is a moment where you need to remember to speak wisely, you need to remember to be gracious, and you need to remember that you are here to inspire others, not to prove that you are right. Okay, so that is the message for day 27 of Tapping into Miracles and Magic. I appreciate you so much for being here with me. If this resonated with you, definitely let me know in the comments. I do want to invite you to join me for the Archers Reiki Circle, which is a weekly offering that I host specifically for the Sagittarius community every Sunday morning. If you want to join that, you can send me a message and I will shoot you the link. I love you so very much.